Okay.
Jerry, hello. All right, are we in shot?
What is your name?
I am Byron with Awards Focus, Jerry.
Byron, nice to meet you.
Well, it's a real honor. I think your work is some of the finest to ever cross the screen or stage.
Oh, well, aren't you a charmer? Or as they say in New Orleans, a chama.
I like that.
It sounds like it's from the Bronx of Brooklyn, but it's a... I remember the first time I went to New Orleans, and someone was talking about a boy, and they said, "Oh, he's such a chama." And I said, "Are you from Brooklyn?" He said, "No, I'm from New Orleans." Anyway.
You have such an amazing voice, too, in addition to your presence. Is that something that you've always appreciated, and you work on accents and just really finding that great sound?
You know what? I'm terrible with accents. I mean, just terrible with accents. But oh, Miss Adapero. All right, Adapero's in the house. No, you know what? And this is terrible. Part of the reason why my voice is probably better than it was 40 years ago is that I smoked for 47 years, and I didn't want to completely destroy it, and somehow I managed to stop smoking May 2nd, the day I arrived in Toronto to work on this. And so that's the one of the miracles of this job is that after 47 years I stopped smoking.
Well,
and I don't mean to be proud about it because it was stupid I ever started, but I did, and I'm glad I stopped.
Well, your voice sounds great, and I'm glad you stopped too.
Thank you.
With this project, it's 17 years ago. It was a very difficult time in America. A lot of reform had to happen after that in the healthcare system. We still need more. Can you tell us a bit about your character and what your thoughts were going into this project and how they might have evolved after finishing?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at you, and I have a feeling you don't remember Hurricane Katrina and 80% of New Orleans being underwater. And I think that's... I hope a lot of young people will make it through this entire 8-part series because it's difficult. It's a difficult, bleak series, and it is about climate change. It's about social injustice. It's about the fact that our healthcare workers are now our frontline soldiers, but they don't have the budget the Pentagon has. And if we don't have proper healthcare in this country, we have to at least make sure our healthcare providers have the support that they need. My hometown has a little hospital in it, Henry County Medical Center, wonderful little hospital, services 4 counties around it. Before the pandemic, there were 800 people on staff. There are now 300 people on staff. People don't want to go into healthcare anymore, and who can blame them? And we, as serious as we have got to get about climate change, we have got to get serious about our healthcare providers. If we can't do the rest, that we have got to do. And we've got to encourage nurses to, know that we're going to have their backs. And it's not up to our elected officials. It's up to us to make sure we elect the people who are going to do what we tell them to do. Because we're lazy. It's the people who are lazy and keep electing people who don't want to make the hard decisions. That's the problem. We get the democracy we deserve. And that's what's happening. And we've got a lot of issues, and your generation and your children and your grandchildren, I want to see them be able to breathe and have water to drink. And that we are down to that now, and I think people are just starting to understand that after these past 2 or 3 very difficult years. And, we're going to have pandemic on top of pandemic, and it's going to be rough, but we're going to love each other. We're going to help each other. We're going to bring light to each other, and we'll probably end up being a better civilization. Because we're going to have to take care of each other, and it is possible. I do believe that. The Depression was a great example of that.
I think we got another rally in us.
I think so. We better.
So, what can we see you in next, and what are you looking forward to do? I'd love to know.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Somebody in here is going to snatch you up tonight on something.
Oh, well, that would be lovely.
Well, the last question I want to ask you is, when you're working on this, sometimes scenes evolve from the page to when you're on set, and it's sort of an electricity, it's an exciting thing. Is there one moment from the series that you can think of where it took a turn like that?
Yeah, I'm kind of yes, I can, where I didn't know how to... It was one of those moments where you don't know how to do it. And I basically just sort of passed out. I can't tell you any more than that. I'm kind of ashamed. But I I didn't know. I, the actor, could not have taken on the responsibility. You know, we only have imaginations. We didn't have to go through this. It wasn't our trauma. And I don't know how any of these people survived those days in Katrina. People who were responsible for other people's lives. It's one thing if you're just trying to save yourself, but if you're trying to save your children or people that it is your oath to help. I don't know how they kept going. I really don't. I have the greatest respect in the world for all of these folks. And I hope our talking about it and bringing it back up does not make it more difficult for them. I hope they understand that we're doing it with tremendous, real truth.
Truth and respect, yes.
Deep respect.
You have, and you've done it wonderfully. I can't wait to see it again and just admire the work. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. You're lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You have a great night.